Little people, big world. Caryn just sold her house. Did she pressure Matt into getting engaged? Hi dear beautiful friends. It's America from Reality TV 22 YouTube channel. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Please subscribe to my channel. Little people big world star Matt Roloff might have been pressured to propose to Caryn Chandler after her recent comments and decisions. Since splitting from his ex-wife, Amy Roloff, Matt has been in a relationship with Caryn, who was a longtime employee at the Roloff farms and managed the pumpkin patch before she became Matt's assistant. There were rumors the duo were having an affair before Matt's marriage to Amy crashed. Although both Matt and Caryn deny it, it hasn't helped Caryn's relationship with the Roloff kids, who haven't accepted her as part of the family nonetheless. In 2023, Matt and Caryn announced their engagement with plans to get married in 2024. After 6 years of dating the pair, Matt popped the question in their backyard in Arizona. However, specific trends have shown that all might not be well with their wedding plans. First, Caryn refused to live on the Roloff farms to avoid being reminded of Amy, and she wouldn't agree to have her wedding on the farm. Also, Matt's statement about his feelings towards getting married again and Caryn's hurried moves suggest she might want the marriage more than Matt. After an episode of Little People, Big World Season 25 showed Caryn and Matt disagreeing over what their house should look like as they prepare for their wedding, Caryn sold her Oregon home for $529,000. The couple's living arrangements have raised eyebrows since they started dating 7 years ago, with Caryn living separately from Matt. Although Matt and Caryn revealed their big wedding will be happening sometime in 2024, they have yet to pick a specific date, but that didn't stop Caryn from selling off her house, since she is about to become Mrs. Roloff. Meanwhile, after their recent spat during an episode of the show and previous comments about not being sure about their marriage plans, it's a bit suspicious that Caryn has rushed off to sell her house after keeping it for the last 7 years. Despite getting a house with the plans of moving in together, Caryn should have at least waited till all of their plans came together before selling her old home. Also, Caryn's son Connor lived in the apartment before it was sold after separating from his ex-girlfriend Ashley Washam. Despite the excitement about their engagement and the anticipation surrounding their wedding, Matt's shocking admission that he might not be totally on board with the idea of getting married again places a massive spotlight on his relationship with Caryn. Matt, speaking to his friend Ty and his ex-wife Amy's husband, Chris Merrick, talked about how petrified he felt about getting married again. Although he doesn't see himself with anybody but Caryn, Matt is concerned about how their relationship might change once they marry, noting, "We both like it and have been married. But do we need to do that?" Exactly. Matt's honest admission and skepticism called into question his decision to have proposed to Caryn in the first place via People. Since announcing their marriage plans, the couple has shifted the potential date further down the year, which also questions their intentions and commitment to tying the knot. The couple's relationship arrangement has worked for the past 7 years. After Matt's public admission, the idea of walking down the altar might not have entirely been his idea. After revealing his decision to leave the family's Oregon home to his ex-wife Amy, Matt and Caryn enlisted the services of an interior designer to help decorate their new home. However, Caryn and Matt's relocation plans didn't quite go as they expected, as evidenced by their Little People Big World Season 25, Episode 2 disagreement over what the interior of their new house should look like. Matt's idea of putting a large piece of barn wood in his office in the home was met with a comment of "That's obnoxious" by Caryn. However, the most revealing moment was when Matt explained he wanted them to work together on their new home, to which Caryn replied, "I do look at it that way. We're not married. This is Matt's house that I happen to cohabitate in." Caryn's statement about cohabiting in the house that belongs to Matt because they aren't married yet shows how desperately she wants it and how she is using every avenue to pressure Matt until it happens. Hopefully, Caryn is doing this because she loves Matt, not because she is a gold digger, as some LPBJ fans believe. Little People, Big World, 8 Signs Caryn's a drama queen. Will this gold digger ruin Matt's life after farm scandal? There has long been speculation that Little People, Big World star Caryn Chandler is a drama queen and gold digger who is ruining her husband, Matt Roloff's life. The long-running unscripted series, which chronicles the lives of the Roloff family, initially focused on the marriage of Matt and Amy Roloff. However, over time, the couple divorced and started new relationships with other people. Since the divorce, Amy married Chris Marek, and Matt recently got engaged to Caryn. Complicating matters further, Caryn had been a longtime family employee before finding herself in a relationship with her boss, and it's unclear if Matt and Amy were still married when he started his dalliance with Caryn. The Roloff family has gone through changes over the years, and Little People, Big World has chronicled the journey. Matt and Amy's marriage had been troubled for many years before they officially divorced, so their split was seen as a positive step forward for the family. Still, when Matt announced he was seeing Caryn, more than a few people speculated Matt had been cheating on Amy with Caryn for a while. Caryn has been the subject of enormous criticism for her relationship with Matt, with many people calling the Little People, Big World Season 25 star a major drama queen during Little People, Big World Season 25. 62-year-old Matt started building his new dream home and gave 56-year-old Caryn a lot of power over the design process. He argued that since she'd soon be his wife, it would be her house, so she should be involved in the decision-making process, which seemed like a fair deal. Over time, Caryn has gone from consulting on the decisions to being in charge of the design process. Even though Matt is the one paying for everything, Caryn gets the final say, and the power has inflated Caryn's already huge ego. Matt and Amy had 4 children, but their son, 34-year-old Zach Roloff, was the only one who continued to appear on Little People, Big World, and had a good relationship with both of his parents. It all blew up when Zach offered to buy the family farm, and Matt suddenly pulled it off the market. The father and son have since admitted their relationship has been severely strained. Their issues worsened when Matt started a relationship with Caryn. A longtime family employee. Caryn seemed interested in bringing father and son back together, but eventually gave up trying. Recently, Zach and Tori confirmed they won't return to the show after Little People, Big World Season 25. In March 2023, Matt posted a loving birthday greeting to Caryn on Instagram, which featured a couple of photos of her, as well as a photo of the couple together. Matt's caption reads, "Happy birthday to the sweetest, kindest, most beautiful soul I've ever met. If Caryn was as sweet as Matt thinks she is, she would have tried much harder to make things right with Matt's family." Caryn claims she doesn't have the tools to fix it, but she has a lot of influence over Matt. Like Matt, Caryn also came out of a messy divorce with her ex-husband, Joseph Chandler, who she split from in 2012 after 20 years of marriage. Caryn worked as a manager on the farm for a decade before being promoted to Matt's assistant, and then promoted to the role of his girlfriend. When the couple ultimately got together, it raised more than a few eyebrows, especially among Matt's children and Little People, Big World fans. There's speculation that Caryn could have targeted Matt from the start, and now she could be ruining his life. Zach wasn't happy with his father when he learned he had been dating the longtime family employee, but he ultimately moved on. After the incident with Matt pulling the family farm off the market, there was a lot of speculation about whether Caryn had any hand in Matt's real estate decision. Since then, Matt has gone back and forth about selling the property, even listing a piece on the market. In December 2022, Matt posted about his birthday celebration on Instagram. "A huge heartfelt thank you to everyone for the amazing support I've gotten this past year," read Matt's caption. During Little People, Big World Season 16, Matt and Caryn sat down with his ex-wife, Amy, to reveal that Matt had made a will and decided to leave everything to Amy. Amy was shocked since she was already remarried to Chris Merrick and had expected Matt to leave everything to their 4 children. Matt insisted that it was simply too complicated to leave the farm to anyone else, which seemed like he was making his ex-wife divide up his estate later. During the joint confessional with Matt, Caryn claimed it was her idea to leave everything to Amy. "Your family, in the first part of your life, built and worked for this farm," Chandler told Matt. "If that was the truth, and there's no reason to think it isn't, it seems like a very self-serving announcement. It's important to remember that Amy would only get whatever Matt and Caryn don't sell off, which Matt made clear during the conversation." Matt and Amy met at a Little People of America convention in 1987 and were married later that same year. They had 4 children together, including Zach, but Matt and Amy announced their divorce in 2015 after almost 30 years of marriage. Matt and Caryn didn't go public until their relationship in 2017, but very few people believe that the relationship didn't begin long before then, with some speculating that it could have started when Matt was still married to Amy. Since the Little People, Big World stars divorced, Amy has moved on and remarried Chris, but it must hurt seeing the former family employee living in the house where she raised her children. Caryn worked for the Roloff family for over a decade, starting as a farm manager, but was eventually promoted to the role of Matt's assistant. It would only be human nature for Amy to wonder if anything was going on between her then-husband and his loyal assistant from before Amy and Matt decided to divorce. Between the family farm and the 25 seasons of Little People, Big World, Matt has done very well for himself financially, and he's got a lot to lose. For her part, Caryn has gotten a lot out of the relationship, financially speaking, including a new home in Arizona and the one Matt is building in Oregon. The Arizona house doesn't offer accessibility for Matt to the upstairs bedroom, which says a lot about Caryn's priorities. Hopefully, Matt will have Caryn sign a prenup so he can protect his legacy to leave behind for his children and grandchildren. Little People, Big World. 8 signs Caryn Chandler's a user. This gold digger will divorce Matt someday and take his money. Caryn Chandler may be using Little People, Big World star Matt Roloff and marrying him only for money. The reality series spotlighted the Roloff family and their lives with dwarfism. Matt and Amy Roloff share 4 children, with their son Zach Roloff becoming a pivotal presence in Little People, Big World. Caryn joined the show as Matt's girlfriend after his divorce from Amy. Their relationship started far before their split while she worked on the Roloff family farm as the manager of the pumpkin patch. Caryn eventually became Matt's assistant, partner, and now bride-to-be. Since appearing in Little People, Big World, Caryn's ego has gotten out of control. After years of starring on the show, Matt is well adjusted to life in the spotlight, unlike his partner, who is new to reality TV. The Roloff family dynamic shifted when Caryn joined the picture after Matt allegedly cheated on Amy with her. Zach's disapproval of their relationship led to him and Tori Roloff leaving Little People, Big World. With only Caryn, Matt, Amy, and her partner Chris Merrick left to film Little People, Big World will likely end after season 25. Matt's future wife impacted his feud with his son Zach. Their relationship fractured when he chose to list the Roloff farms without telling anyone. Zach was heartbroken by his father's selfish decision. He had dreamt of taking over the farms since he was young, and Matt stripped him of that opportunity. To make matters worse, he told Zach he could buy a piece of the land for $4 million, a price he knew his son couldn't afford. Matt may have wanted to sell the farm because Caryn didn't want to take on the responsibility Caryn benefits from her relationship with the Little People, Big World star. Before the Roloffs started filming their reality show, Matt made money from the farm. He would have been well set without Little People, Big World, but the show likely boosted his net worth. Caryn worked closely with him before they began their love affair. After beginning their relationship, she got a house. While it's not confirmed, it's assumed Matt financially helped her with the big purchase. After Caryn entered the picture, Matt's stance on the Roloff farms shifted. She likely knew the farms would bring home a large profit to fund her future. Caryn told Matt she wasn't interested in managing the project as she grew older and could have influenced his decision to sell the farm. Instead of thinking about what the Roloffs would have wanted for their future, Caryn prioritized her selfish wants and needs. It seemed like Caryn wanted Matt all to herself. They got engaged during Little People, Big World Season 25, but something about their engagement felt forced. Matt knew their union would upset his children and Amy, but he didn't care. He should be focused on building a relationship with Zach, but instead, he's busy catering to his bride-to-be. Caryn may see how vulnerable Matt is in the current state of his family and use that to her advantage to isolate him. Matt's personality has changed since Caryn became a part of his life. He used to care about the Roloffs more than he does nowadays. Once he began his relationship with Caryn, he began acting more selfishly. Matt should have spoken up if he had second thoughts about keeping the Roloff farms. He greedily listed the farms without consulting Amy or Zach and thought he would get away with it. His disinterest in the farms and maintaining his family relationships may have been influenced by Caryn. Matt's children do not see eye to eye with Caryn. Their relationship formed out of an odd spot because she was one of his employees. Amy alleged Matt cheated on her with Caryn while they were married. Because of their tainted partnership, most of Matt's children were shocked when they started dating. Zach moved away from the farms to start a new life with his wife, Tori, and their children. During Little People, Big World Season 25, he revealed they only keep in touch with Matt for the grandchildren. When asked by producers, Zach refused to speak about his father and Caryn's engagement. Zach maturely lets his father keep in touch with his kids, but that doesn't mean they're on good terms. If Matt doesn't make amends with his son, Caryn will be the only one in his support system. He denies playing a role in his conflict with Zach, which hurts his son's feelings. Matt should swallow his pride and apologize for the hurt he's caused the Roloffs so the family can move forward. Caryn acts passive-aggressively in Little People, Big World. Even though Matt and Amy have moved on with new partners, they still bicker with each other. The exes have struggled to live in harmony for the grandchildren's sake. Matt and Caryn acted heartless towards Amy on multiple occasions and haven't apologized for starting a relationship while they were married. Caryn acts high and mighty on Little People, Big World, despite being on the show for a short time, and Amy deserves more respect than she and Matt have given. Caryn may be in her relationship for the wrong reasons. Matt was an established businessman when they began working together. Caryn went through her marriage woes and might have sought out her now fiancé for his money. Working as his assistant, she could have known details about his finances. Matt became a public figure after Little People. Big World became one of the most popular reality TV shows. Caryn may have pursued him for her chance in the spotlight and monetary gain after she saw issues in his marriage with Amy. Caryn and Matt's relationship started when he was married. Amy alleged they had an affair in her memoir, A Little Me. I saw messages, pictures, and other things that should not have been shared between people who just worked together and were still married to other people, she wrote. They deny allegations of cheating, but there's no disproving they had a personal relationship because she was his assistant. Caryn and Matt maybe didn't start a physical relationship while he was still with Amy, but there was communication between them. Caryn may be marrying Matt from Little People, Big World for his money. Their relationship began out of deceit, which is never a good foundation for a marriage. With their wedding looming, Matt may want to rethink his decision to marry a woman who may be using him. Little People, Big World fans defend Zach and Tori Roloff against critics of their family vacation photo. Zach and Tori Roloff are no strangers to online critics. After appearing on TLC's Little People, big world as a couple since season 10, and Zach since season 1. They've practically become experts at navigating trolls. However, fans of the reality stars recently stepped in to defend them against critics of their family vacation photos. On Thursday, June 27, Tori took to Instagram to share photos from a trip she and Zach took with their 3 children, Jackson, 7, Layla, 4, and Joza, 2. Zach's mom, Amy Roloff, wrote, "Oh, I wish I would have made the trip now." Another time I hope in the comments, a handful of Instagram users also commented on Jackson and Lila's bowed legs, a common symptom of achondroplasia dwarfism, which they, Joza and Zach, were all born with. Heh. Poor kid, is there any treatment for his condition? One person wrote. I am sure his doctors are truly thankful for the Instagram DOS. Another critic pointed out, their poor little legs, it looks painful. Several fans defended Zach and Tori, with one writing, "Are you serious? They are on top of the development with their kids. Jackson has had surgery. I'm sure if they were in pain, they wouldn't be walking, and the parents would know." Another Instagram user replied, "As someone with a disability, just because something looks painful doesn't mean it is. Zach and Tori are great parents. They will take of their legs when / if it becomes an issue." Meanwhile, someone else echoed in the comments, "They are on top of everything when it comes to their beautiful children, so please don't assume that just because they have small legs and slightly bent, they are amazing parents. I have followed them since before they got married." Unsolicited comments about their kids' appearances must be difficult for Zach and Tori despite their many years in the spotlight. But at least fans are willing to step in when critics cross a line. No more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.